At 3:47 hours local time, deep behind Russian forward logistics lines, something shifted inside Ukraine's operational command network. Not a launch order, not an alert, a quiet data transfer. Satellite imagery merged with thermal snapshots. Ground-based ISR feeds from PD-2 reconnaissance drones fused with intercepted Russian tactical radio traffic. Low-flying Ukrainian FPV scouts, already hidden inside tree lines less than 12 kilometers from the target, streamed live terrain mapping directly into Kiev's strike cell. Power consumption curves from the installation were overlaid with vehicle movement patterns. Electronic emissions from Russian Tor M2 batteries were mapped in real time. Operators tagged generator shelters, radar trailers, fiber routing hubs, fuel pipelines, and vehicle parks with digital targeting boxes. This wasn't preparation anymore. This was execution. The Russian installation wasn't just a base. It was a regional logistics and command hub. Hardened aircraft shelters for Su-34 strike jets, fuel farms feeding armored formations, vehicle parks packed with T-90M tanks and BMPs, electronic warfare vans, and a reinforced command complex coordinating drone defense, artillery routing, and rear area supply for multiple brigades. A node Moscow believed was beyond reach. They were wrong. In the days leading up to the strike, Ukrainian analysts noticed subtle shifts. Fuel convoys began arriving exclusively after midnight. Mobile Tor M2 air defense units rotated positions every 6 hours, suggesting pre-planned coverage cycles. Electronic warfare trucks switched from passive listening to continuous broadband jamming. Russian commanders were preparing for something. They just didn't know from where. Thermal imagery showed Su-34 fighter bombers cycling through hardened shelters. Maintenance crews worked through the night beside T-90M tanks parked under camouflage nets. Shad-136 launch rails appeared near the perimeter, staged for retaliatory strikes. Inside the command building, Russian planners synchronized drone patrol sectors with artillery fire tables. Logistics officers updated fuel distribution schedules for upcoming mechanized movements. The base was transitioning from sustainment mode to offensive posture. Ukraine decided to collapse it before that could happen. At 3:51, Ukrainian electronic warfare units activated directional interference along a narrow corridor of Russian radar coverage. Not wide, just enough. Range gate noise increased on Russian surveillance screens. Low-altitude returns began blending into terrain clutter. Fire control radars flickered as signal coherence degraded. At the same moment, Ukrainian FPV strike drones lifted off from concealed forward positions, flying meters above fields and drainage channels. They didn't go after buildings. They hunted sensors. 2 radar trailers vanished in tight precision flashes. A power relay junction detonated. A Pantsir S-1 fire control node went silent. Each drone carried only a few kilograms of explosive. They didn't need more. Within 90 seconds, 3 low-altitude radar feeds dropped offline. Russian operators attributed it to atmospheric interference. They didn't realize their forward warning layer had just been surgically removed. That gap lasted less than 4 minutes, and Ukraine flew straight through it. At 4:02, 2 Ukrainian Su-24M strike aircraft crossed the border at extreme low altitude, terrain following, emissions silent, riding below radar curvature. Electronic countermeasures pulsed intermittently to confuse passive sensors. Terrain masking kept them hidden behind ridgelines and forest belts. Each aircraft carried a single AASM HAMMER precision-guided bomb, roughly 650 kilograms per weapon. Combined payload, 1,300 kilograms of guided explosive mass. The jets executed a brief pop-up maneuver, 6 seconds, bomb release, then immediate evasive dives, dumping flares and chaff as they disappeared back into terrain shadows. The HIMARS separated, deployed guidance fins, and transitioned into autonomous glide profiles toward pre-programmed coordinates. Russian radar reacquired them too late. Tor M2 launch crews attempted lock. 2 interceptors were fired, both missed. Electronic warfare interference corrupted targeting solutions. forcing the missiles to chase ghost signatures. No intercepts were achieved. The first bomb struck the fuel sector. A direct hit on the diesel reservoir feeding armored formations ruptured pipelines and sent burning fuel cascading across the vehicle park. Flames wrapped around parked APCs and supply trucks as pressure waves shattered hangar doors. Secondary tanks ruptured, spraying atomized fuel across maintenance bays. The second bomb punched through reinforced concrete and detonated inside the command wing. Operations screens vanished in white light. Maps disintegrated. Senior officers were buried beneath collapsing ceilings. But the real damage wasn't structural. Fiber optic routing lines were severed. Backup generators failed synchronization. Internal radio repeaters lost power. Within 30 seconds, the base stopped functioning as a command node. It became a collection of burning structures. That's when the second layer arrived. Dozens of Ukrainian FPV attack drones surged forward. Each carried preloaded target packages. One group slammed shape-charged warheads into parked Su-34 aircraft, punching through fuselage skins and igniting internal fuel vapors. Another wiped out electronic warfare trucks attempting emergency reboot. Others dove into ammunition stacks beside self-propelled artillery. Secondary explosions rippled outward. Shell crates cooked off. Tank rounds detonated. Inside one T-90M, the autoloader ignited, launching the turret several meters into the air. Russian troops attempted perimeter defense, but coordination was gone. No centralized orders, no integrated air defense. Just isolated squads firing blindly into smoke and debris. Emergency radios filled with overlapping calls. Medics couldn't reach wounded crews. Fire suppression systems failed as water pressure collapsed. At 4:23, something Russian planners never modeled occurred. The destruction of the base triggered a regional cascade failure. This installation wasn't only tactical, it was a logistics relay. Fuel allocation systems feeding 3 battalion groups went offline. Artillery fire missions lost synchronization. Drone operators upstream lost video routing. Forward units stopped receiving resupply confirmations. Within the hour, mechanized elements stalled on approach routes. Battery commanders reverted to manual targeting. UAV strike tempo collapsed by nearly 40%. Ukrainian HIMARS batteries immediately exploited the disruption, striking exposed convoys now moving without electronic overwatch. Supply trucks burned on open roads. Ammunition never reached firing positions. Russian counter-battery radars failed to coordinate responses. Frontline commanders reported gaps in drone coverage. Ukrainian assault teams advanced under reduced observation. Several Russian platoons withdrew without orders. At dawn, PD-2 reconnaissance drones confirmed movement inside the ruins. Survivors regrouping, emergency repair teams arriving, mobile generators rolling in, signal vans attempting to erect temporary antennas. Ukraine struck again. Long-range FPV units launched from over 40 kilometers away, using relay nodes slammed into repair vehicles and power units. One drone hit a Tor reload truck mid-transfer. Another shredded a communications mast just as engineers attempted restoration. Russia tried to reconstitute the node. Ukraine dismantled it in real time. By midday, satellite imagery showed the base abandoned. Aircraft dispersed, armor relocated. Command operations shifted more than 70 kilometers east, but that relocation created new vulnerabilities. Fuel shortages delayed sorties, drone coverage thinned, artillery coordination degraded. Ukrainian units began probing weakened sectors almost immediately, forcing Russian brigades into reactive defense. What began as a single airstrike evolved into a regional disruption event. Not because of one explosion, because Ukraine chained effects. Sensors first, then bombs, then drones, then logistics, then command. Russia didn't just lose buildings, they lost tempo, they lost coordination, they lost initiative. Ukraine demonstrated something critical. It no longer needs mass formations to cripple deep targets. A handful of jets, precision weapons, cheap drones, smart sequencing, that's all it takes. And somewhere inside Russian headquarters, planners were already redrawing operational maps when frontline units began reporting fuel delays, artillery shortages, and lost drone feeds.